Three, two, one. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this special Pop to Teacher. This is a warm up for Semana do Inglês para o Trabalho. That's going to start soon. So, if you haven't subscribed yet to participate in this special class, it's your time now. It's your chance now to subscribe in the link that you have in the description of this video. And also, if you haven't subscribed to our channel here on YouTube, do that right now. Subscribe to it and pay attention to this class. This is more a talk about some topics that I consider really important to help you get prepared for our special event, for our special classes from Semana do Inglês para o Trabalho. Our talk today will be on general English versus business English. What are the main differences and when you should consider studying one or another and how important they are for your process of communication in English, okay? Of communicating in English. So let's go. Follow me for this. Uh, Many students come to me and say, teacher, I just want conversation classes, or I don't need to write, I just need to speak. How can I improve that? Or I don't like grammar, but I want to speak English. And so, what I see when I hear a student saying that, or a person interested to become a student of mine saying that, I see that this person is in a hurry. Okay, it's not that this person is lazy and they want not to cover some parts, some important parts of the learning process, but this person maybe have tried quite a few times to learn English and feel frustrated because they are not yet able to communicate really well. So in this case, when you have this situation, when you have this scenario, what I feel is that this person is asking for help. Say, teacher, help me, save me. I really need to change my life, and learning English is part of it. I understand if you tell me that, Fabi, it's not my dream to speak English, but I'm very limited by the fact of not speaking English. And how can I do that? How can I change this scenario? How can I turn this page? How can I move on to the next step of my career uh, development and my life development? And then we come to this point of studying general English versus business English. If you are really being uh, limited by the fact of not speaking English, maybe you should consider studying business English. Why is that? Because it's not going to be a shortcut, but it's going to be an accelerator for the purpose, for your most urgent purposes you have now. What do I mean? When you say, for example, general English, you use for your life, okay? And in the end, at the end of the day, you don't have like, you're not going to speak only general English or you're not going to speak only business English. It's not that we're talking about two different languages. It's not that. The fact is, general English involves some parts of your life, while business English relates to other parts of your life. When you go to the supermarket, when you go shopping, when you go to a restaurant, when you check in a hotel or check out of a hotel, um, when you are asking for information in general. So in this case, you're speaking um, general English, general communication. When you talk about business English, it means that it's going to be more focused on specific technical vocabulary, or specific jargons that is used for meetings and presentations. And how can studying, focusing on business English can help you accelerate that? Because what I usually say, if you don't communicate in in English in a confident way yet, you don't need to learn everything in order for you to start communicating. If you need to communicate today, or if you have an interview next week or a meeting in 2 weeks from now, and you have to give a presentation for your leaders in the company, or you have the chance to take part in a global project, and you're going to be like a project manager. So you don't have time to learn everything before you start speaking. You need to start speaking before you learn everything. Yeah. So in this case, what do you need? You need to understand what's the most urgent need that you have now. So maybe like checking in a hotel is not your most urgent need, but being able to participate in a meeting and talk to your boss, this is an urgent meeting, an urgent issue for you. So then when you like split that and separate this business English in a special, for example, circle, it's easier for us to map everything and understand what you know and what you don't know yet. Okay, so there are specific topics that we talk on business. So imagine you are studying English in general, and in these studies, you have like in a very traditional way, you have 1 or 2 classes per week from 8 to 9 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays. And then it's the day, today's the day of your class. And then you go to class. But this week you have a very important meeting. And the topic of the class tonight is, in this hypothetical scenario I'm sharing here, uh, in this very class, the topic is international food and cooking. So even though you love cooking, but if you don't work as a cook or a chef, and you are an engineer in a global project and you have to give a presentation tomorrow, and you're not confident yet to give this presentation, what is more urgent for you? To talk about international food and cooking, or to learn specific vocabulary that will help you communicate better in this meeting that you have this week? So business English will bring you this focus on what is more urgent for you now. And that's why I developed the method based on this. Not because I don't want to help you prepare for a trip, for your vacations, for you to go to the US, to take your family to Disney. It's not that, but it's that it's in the way that if you have a solid career and you have a solid uh, uh, career development because of your English, and if you want to advance in your career, English is going to be part of it because it may bring to you a better salary, better income. So with this, you can travel abroad with your family. So traveling abroad is will be a consequence of your career. I see that is directly related. So, even though your final goal is being able to have a better income, to have a better quality of life for you and your family, and traveling abroad, for example, traveling to Disney, have this lifetime trip to Disney, this will come easier for you if you can communicate well in English, in business English, if you can communicate in English at work. So, this is the point that I want to bring to you. This is the view that I want to share with you. So, of course, I have recently been to a corporate event as a guest. I told you, if you follow us on Instagram, you probably saw that uh, in the past few days that I participated in a corporate event as a guest for my husband's company. And there were people from all over the world. It was a recognition for targets, for goals that they reached. And so the company decided to bring everybody to a place in the United States, and we participated there. And I could talk to people from different nationalities with different accents, different purposes. Not different purposes. They were all there to communicate, but they learned English in different moments in their lives. And they use English as foreigner speakers, not as native speakers, but as foreigner speakers. They learned um, they learned how to speak English, and they know. And I had the chance to ask some of them how speak English helped them improve or advance in their careers, and it was unanimous. None of them would be where they were nowadays, professionally speaking, if they couldn't speak English. So, learning or focusing on business English is a way for you to accelerate the process if you do that in the right way, if you have the right strategy. It's not only about studying or taking another class or doing more homework or another list of exercises. If you understand the steps that you need to understand and the bricks on the wall that you need to put in the right moment, speaking English will be easier and will be a consequence of what you're doing now. You need to understand that being in contact with English is a habit, and we're going to talk more about this later this week in the upcoming classes. And as a good habit that you need to have in your life, if you understand how to master this habit, it's going to be easier for you to get to the results you want to have. Understand? Uh, so this is the question, okay? Uh, when you feel more confident about speaking and on negotiation, imagine you have to go to negotiation. Uh, and when we talk about negotiation, it's not only this kind of talk like you are closing a deal, you are closing a new business with a new supplier or a client. It's not only that, but you're negotiating if you're participating in a global team or if you're part of a multinational team company. Negotiating involves understanding what your department needs to do and what the other departments need to do. And maybe you have to negotiate processes or uh, functionalities of a new system. So this is negotiation also. And imagine they are suggesting something to you that you feel that it's not the right path because you're a very experienced professional. And technically, you know that's not a way possible. You are going to go to that end. So then you should warn them. Okay, this is not a possibility for the company. I don't think we're getting to the right way, to the right. I don't think we're taking the right road to get to the target. So then, how confident you are to say that in English? And also something that I really say, how confident you are, or how confident are you to argue in English, to have a discussion? Because, and this is funny, because every time you are angry, and imagine you're really angry and you want to say swear words, you want to call people's names, and those names that I can't say here on this video, but imagine you're very angry at someone. The first thing we do is that we bring this feeling and this emotion to our own language. I remember, this reminds me, of a teacher I had when I was a teenager. She was Brazilian. She was an English teacher, but Brazilian, born in Brazil. So her mother tongue was Portuguese. And she was married to an English teacher that was English, born in England. So she was a Brazilian English of teacher, Brazilian teacher of English. Okay, she was a Brazilian teacher of English, and she was married to an English teacher of English. So at home, they used to speak English. She told us, okay, so as he doesn't speak Portuguese and I speak English, we speak in English at home. But curious is that when we are angry and we are having an argument, a couple argument, they're having a discussion. She used to be angry in Portuguese, and he understood that she was angry, and he used to be angry in English. So this is fun. When we're counting numbers, if you're counting coins, you're going to use Portuguese easier than using English. Pay attention to that. And if you want to, and if you are mad at someone and you want to call this person names or have a discussion, it will be easier for you to feel that in Portuguese, in your own mother language, if Portuguese is your mother language. Okay. Uh, but the more you practice, you need to understand how to have this argument in English and not being unpolite. Okay. And so when you have this focus, I don't want to call you names, but I just want to defend my department or my project. And I need to have an argument with you to defend these ideas. I need to have, I need to be confident to disagree of what you're saying, from what you're saying. Do you understand? So if I can disagree with you um, in English in a polite way, this means that you are going to the right path. So how well can you do that? Yeah. Uh, and this is very important for you to consider. Does that make sense? I want to hear from you. I want you to type here in the comments if you have um, ever been in a situation like that, that you needed to have an argument with someone and this wasn't okay for you, or if it was okay for you. Okay. So let me know about that. And I think I was pretty uh, clear about this speaking business, because will help you accelerate the learning process. Not that you're not going to learn general English in the end of the day, but if you focus on business English now, you are going to feel this confidence in a faster way than if you leave it open to all general English. Okay? So it was very good to be here with you today. I hope it makes sense for you. If you have any questions, just write here in the comments of this video, and I will be back soon. Okay? Bye. See you soon.